there a car alarm going off by you?
No, it's my start of the podcast alarm.
Hello. You start with a.
Well, I think it's important that everyone outside knows that we're recording.
Yeah, but also everybody who's listening, be on alert. Stay vigilant. That's what we're saying.
Vigilant against what? Bike crime.
Weren't we supposed to be
Anarchists.
staying alert against coronavirus?
Big mice from Mars.
We were supposed to be like, oh shit, here's a big bit of corona coming down the street. Stay vigilant, stay alert, dodge around it.
Yeah. I wonder if corona cells have recovered.
I fucking helped them out last year during lockdown, let me tell you. Yeah, bike mice
did you
from
see
Mars.
all of those press conferences just advertising for corona?
No.
Just like, why aren't they talking about limes?
I did see that Corona the beer, they did actually from their Twitter account tweet, stop asking us about the fucking virus. I was like, I got a lot of time for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Motorbike Madness this week. Biker Mice, I still can't say it. Biker Mice from Mars and that other motorbike show.
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy, the
That one.
live action version of Biker Mice from Mars.
I think it was actually, Sons of Anarchy was based on Biker Mice from Mars.
I know. It's weird, but they went so far from the Marvel property it was based on that they just called it
Virtually
something else.
unrecognisable.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's what rewrites will do for you. We've got websites, we've got socials. Can't remember what they are, but we've got them.
Oh, it's copilotspodcast.co.uk
Yeah.
is a website that's got links to all the other stuff on it anyway.
Well,
so that's the
just
place
go-
to go.
Just
really.
go there. Just go there. What are you moaning for? Yeah?
Just
Fuck
go
off.
there. Eventually, we might write something on it.
Do you know what? Maybe I will. I'll do a Christmas speech on it if I remember, which I won't. So that's good.
If you've said it, I'm going to fucking remind you you're doing that.
Alright. I'll do that, no bother.
Socials, normal socials. Podcast is available all over the place.
Except for it.
Except Acast.
They're really holding out. Do you know what I think it is? The reason they're holding out is because I think you're actually supposed to pay them.
Yeah. They want us to give them money. And why? To be fair, if I could be bothered to re-upload every fucking episode, I might, but I can't.
I feel like we would go to them and say, hey, Acast, we're ready to pay for us to be on Acast. They'll say, fantastic, let's have a listen. And then they'll say, we'll pay you to not be on Acast.
That is almost win-win.
Nearly.
Apart from the fact that they'd have heard it and gone, no, that's shit.
Yeah, so enjoy this. It's all about two-wheeled mayhem.
Motorcycles.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think we've had a theme that's given us two so very different shows.
Well, that's the thing. Can you think of a second show to go with Sons of Anarchy?
Yeah.
That fits better.
Well, if you wanted a series about a crime family, I would offer up The Sopranos, which, funny enough, I ordered the DVD of on eBay the other day, and it came this morning, and I am now a good chunk of the way through series 1 of The Sopranos, and it's fucking great. So
I'm the same with Sons of Anarchy currently. I started watching it yesterday, and how many episodes are there a season?
I think it
Some
changes.
amount. Oh, nice. Because I am some of the way through. It's 13. So, okay, I'm nearly finished season 1. But, yeah, the flip side, Biker Mice from Mars.
How many through that are you?
I mean, I've seen one. But I've seen a lot of episodes from when I was a kid. Because it was on the television.
Yeah. I don't really remember a lot about it. I feel like it might have been a show that I saw advertised on other cartoons that I was watching.
I think I saw.
But I had
I
toys
remember
of
watching some of that. I had toys of it, and I had. It was that and is it Monkeys in Space or something like that? Monkeys Lost in Space. Monkeys.
Is that not the piss take show that GTA did? Oh no, that's something else. I can't remember what it was. Monkeys Lost in Space.
Captain Simeon and the Space Monkeys. had a lot of toys from that.
I've never ever heard of that. So, Captain Simeon and the Space Monkeys. I've spelt most of those words wrong. Captain Simeon and the Space Monkeys. The first episode is called Yes, We Have No Bananas. That's exciting. Yeah, I don't recognise this at all. And I watched a lot of cartoons when I was young. Mind you, you were a kid for a lot longer than I was, a lot longer ago.
This came out in 1996.
So I was 3, so that's probably why I don't remember it. You were, what, 42?
Yeah, so probably shouldn't have been watching kids shows, but, got to keep the prisoners entertained.
Which one do you want to start? Well, let's start with Biker Mice from Mars. Biker Mice from Mars, now that we've sort of gone off on one on it. Why the fuck do they constantly call everybody sweetheart? They call everyone sweetheart.
I'm impressed, one, that the Martians are speaking English with an American accent.
And 2, that they're mice.
Yes. And also that no one is super freaked out by the giant mice riding motorcycles.
Particularly at the end, where he picks up the lady, what's her name, Charlie. One of the mice picks up Charlie with his tail, and it just looks really, really spooky.
Yeah, and so they crash land at a baseball game, and everyone's just like, yeah, fucking crashing stuff, and it's like,
yeah, big mice.
Yeah, give it a decade and you won't really want to see things crashing into stuff. And then yeah, it's just it is a bit of fun, isn't it?
I did quite like it. One part I particularly enjoyed was when they bump into Charlie, their companion, and then she goes, oh god, this is a bit of a surprise, and one of them goes, oh, were you expecting like turtles or something? And I was like,
yeah,
that's pretty good. That's quite funny. I like that they all have some sort of disability or disfigurement. I genuinely think that's quite nice. Like, one of them's blind, one of them's had his face melted off, one of them's missing an arm, and also has an eye patch. Is that the same one?
Yeah.
I really quite like that. That's quite nice to see. A little bit of, like, just difference. Like, each one of them has, something that sets them out from just, like, oh, a big, muscly guy. So that's to be applauded, I think.
Yeah, and then I think the idea of like a alien race that's just mining planets and destroying planets by mining them is quite on the nose for climate change. But this was in the 90s when climate change wasn't a thing. That's only been a thing for like a couple of years.
Exactly. I tell you what, I'm just reading through some of like the villains who appear in it, and there's one who I've got a feeling might be French because his name is Napoleon Brie. Oh, there is a Lord Camembert actually, Jack Monterey, Gautama Gouda, Romana Parmesana. Oh yeah, hang on a minute, they're cheese. It's mice because they like cheese. That makes sense.
Oh, I'm just looking at
Slobber the Mutt.
Mark Hamill voiced one.
Oh, did he? Hang on, I haven't found that one yet. Mark Hamill,
Yeah.
Electromag, an electromagnetic supervillain who the biker mice often have a hard time defeating. I really like the ex-Terminator. He was cool. He was very cool.
Yeah, the thing I was not expecting the. Because when it came up, I was like, oh, that looks quite a lot like the Terminator. And then it was like, this is the ex-Terminator. And I was like, is there a copyright issue that maybe might arise here?
And he literally goes, exterminator. It's like, yeah, I don't know what you mean. It's nothing like Terminator.
Yeah, no, it's... And then they drop him into a big vat of liquid at the end. And I was like, oh, okay.
Just like, you couldn't make this any closer if you tried. Yeah, I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Actually, it was nice to watch one of the old cartoons. But this was in like there was a bunch of like anthropomorphic cartoons at this point. So you had the turtles, obviously. But do you remember Street Sharks?
No.
There
I
were
think I might have been too old for that.
there were sharks who swam through concrete, and like they'd go around and just beat up baddies, and they were like super muscly. God, it was weird. What else was there? Oh, hang on, here we go. See also, oh dear, SWAT Cats, the Radical Squadron. What is this? Oh my god, this looks dreadful. There's cats in it. It's not going to be good. If you're making a show out of cats, it's not going to be good, is it? I suppose you had Thundercats, didn't you? Avenger Penguins? That sounds good. Extreme Dinosaurs. Ah! I remember these.
Yeah, and there was stuff like Earthworm Jim and... Well, I suppose the most famous of them, the only ones to make it into the MCU, Howard the Duck.
Black Panther. Spider-Man.
Well, they're not really anthropomorphic, are
No,
they?
I know. Black Widow.
They are... Yeah.
I'm going to keep going. Ant-Man. Wasp. There's loads of them. I have now run out. But there were loads of them. Squirrel Girl. Oh man, this is weird seeing this Extreme Dinosaurs. I completely forgot they existed, and now I really vividly remember the toys for this.
That's it. I think when I was a kid, it was like odds and ends of like little cartoons and Power Rangers. That was really
Yeah. Power Rangers was the
everything I
big one,
watched.
wasn't it? That was the one you really wanted. That and Spider-Man and X-Men.
yeah. I think yeah, that was the most of it, and like Batman and Superman stuff. More Batman because Superman's a bit of a cunt.
Yeah. Batman was good. It was the do you know, that was the first cartoon that used black paper instead of white as its background.
That's because it is mostly black.
Yeah. It's quite a lot of it set at night.
Yeah.
Oh
I
man.
think. Yeah, those were the cartoons that you wanted to see. And Biker Mice from Mars was also on.
Yeah, it's the pound shop equivalent of your turtles and and gargoyles. Do you remember gargoyles?
Yeah, wasn't that the spin-off of Hunchback?
Do you know what I think it? Oh, maybe it was. Yeah,
So
maybe
I'm
it
pretty
was.
sure. Or was it part of? Wasn't there a Hunchback's TV series as well?
There was definitely like a straight to
Like a cartoon. Or
video
a
sequel.
sequel. Yeah.
Do you remember? Not like I swear this existed, right? But no one I've ever spoken to remembers this show. But there was a show called House of Mouse, and it was Mickey ran a nightclub, and it was like every week that all the Disney characters would come in, and he'd have to put on like some cabaret show, and they showed like little short cartoons in between, and then there'd be some drama going off backstage. Do you remember that?
No, because I don't really watch the Disney Channel.
I didn't have Disney Channel. This wasn't Disney Channel. It was like COTV.
Oh, I pretty much exclusively watched Nickelodeon.
Yeah, we didn't have cable.
And occasionally Cartoon Network, I think.
Yeah, here we go. House of Mouse. Yeah, this is it. Mickey operating a dinner theatre club downtown in Toontown. The club was frequented by a host of characters from Disney animated properties. Yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad it did exist. I didn't imagine it. Yeah, I mean, that's Biker Mice from... I don't really know what else you can say about Biker Mice from Mars.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah, I
That's-
enjoyed it.
It's fun. I probably wouldn't go out of my way to watch a lot of it. Stan Lee's an executive producer.
Really?
Yeah.
Marvel Comics published a 3-issue series in the early 90s. That's probably why.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
I did like it. So from one motorcycle show to another.
Yeah. Very similar similar theme here, except not at all. But again, motorcycles are difficult to squeeze into being the main theme for a show.
Or pass a test on, it would appear. I'm quite pleased with that.
At least I'm trying.
Yeah. They haven't invented one that can carry me yet. Once they have done,
They
then
have.
I'll have a
They're
look.
just heavily reinforced. And they have 4 wheels and a box around.
and doors.
Yeah, they are called cars.
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy then. We were saying just before this started, like, it's kind of watchable, but after a little while, I gave up with this. Not the pilot, obviously, but like I think I've seen the first series, and then series 2, I was like, this is just turned to shit. I think they do go to Ireland. It is this show, isn't it? Because I'm just realising that actually
I don't know. I've seen 10 episodes.
there's a bit in.
I mean, 1 episode. I didn't get carried away.
I think maybe they do. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I have completely misremembered this, and actually the Irish scenes are from Heroes series 2. There's a bit where he goes and he's just dicking around in Ireland for a bit. I'm sure they do.
It would make sense. They do have ties to the IRA. Yes.
Here
But
we go.
The pilot's definitely well put together.
Oh,
it's
season
not-
3 is Ireland. That makes sense. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I think in terms of like an episode to convince you that you want to watch more of it, the pilot is interesting enough that I had no hesitation in watching the second episode straight away.
I mean, a lot happens.
Yeah, I for some reason thought, because it's longer than most of the episodes, but I thought it was more than an hour, but it's not. Because of all the stuff that they fit in, there's a warehouse gets blown up. This is also like a day
Yeah.
that this all happens in. Their warehouse gets blown up. There are 2 dead people in there that they have to deal with. And genuinely, the thing that I like the most is the thing that I quite like the most a lot of times that shows do it, where they just throw you into a world and just go figure out how it works.
Get used to this. Yeah.
Because they're at this site and they're talking to the sheriff, and I'm like, well, he's going to have an issue with the bodies if he sees them. And then they just straight up tell him, and I was like, oh, okay. This is all a bit John Wick. I don't understand. It's fine. And then there are just so many people on the payroll that it's like, oh, this is your town.
I like that the town's called Charming. It's a good name for a town.
Yeah, and it explains why they want to keep all the crime outside of Charming, because they're like, well, we can't call it Charming if there's heroin here. We have to call it Glasgow.
And you got all the stuff with like the baby, and that's a whole thing.
Yeah, the premature baby, junkie mother, the attempted murder of the mother, and then the baby maybe not being fine, and
It's a lot.
there's a lot, but I think it gives you a lot of. It focuses quite heavily on a few characters.
Yeah. There's an
And-
Elvis impersonator.
Which, if I was going to cut a scene for time, that would probably be the one.
No, that stays.
Well, I think, but that sets up that they have outside interests, but they still all like support each other in whatever dumb shit they want to do. Because he takes the new kid and just goes like, and he's like, oh, he's really sad because he's not going to get to perform, and then this new kid just goes and beats the shit out of the other Elvis, and it's like.
I don't think that they would let. I don't think the hospital would accept responsibility if Tara was performing the surgery on Little 'un, because there's a conflict of interest. But it's quite a melodramatic show, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think it's such a small town that they wouldn't have a lot of choice in doctors.
Yeah, fair.
And that's the thing, Tara's storyline, I think, up to where I am, is probably one of the more interesting ones.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
because obviously she has a history in the town, but then also she has like a life that the town just did not know about. And then she comes back and she's like, "Oh, you know, it's fine. I was just being stalked." But and then also there's all the stuff with Jax's dad, which I'm assuming is gonna blow up at some point, because he seems to be having like a little bit of like maybe I shouldn't just.
That's the thing. He's like
be gun running.
Yeah, he's like having a bit of a crisis. A bit like, should I do this? Isn't he? Don't worry. I mean, he swings heavily between both of them. Like he's like 1 minute he's leaving. I seem to this. I might be getting this wrong. I seem to there is one episode where like he goes, "Fuck this, I'm off," and he's like, "I'm leaving," and then the very next episode he's just back.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of that up to where I'm at, where he's just sort of gone like, "Oh, I'm gonna just, I'm not down to do this," and it's like, "But you're doing it."
Yeah. Do you know what? I might give it another go. I can't remember where exactly I got to. The trouble is Charlie Hunnam. I really don't like him.
The thing, he's one of those people that I see in a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, "No, I don't know who you are."
Yeah, but also, why have you got a job? Like, how are you doing this? I'll tell you who I really like is what's his name, Bobby, and what's the other guy? Big is it Chibs, the Scottish guy who's in every Scottish film, the one with the Julian scars. Yeah, he's brilliant. I love him, and Bobby Munson, who is in Batman Begins. I think I've just remembered. He's the detective who's a twat. The detective who's on the take in Gotham. I can't remember his name. Flag or something? I don't know. Yeah, I like this. It does get very, very silly. This show.
I can imagine, because it doesn't start off not silly.
Yeah, I feel like it's
because it starts off and it's like how even in like small town America, it's not going to be that simple. You can't just pay people off, I assume. But
it's very much like a, how cool is this? Huh? How cool's this? That's what I feel like that it's constantly saying. Isn't this cool? Isn't this cool? Isn't this amazing? Isn't this what every bloke wants to do? But there is also, I don't know if he's in more than one episode, but there is a cameo that you're really, really, really gonna like.
Oh.
I'm not going to tell you who it is, because that will spoil it. But when he shows up, you'll be like, the fuck is he doing here? But he's got
roughly when is it, so I pay attention?
Series 3, I think, is his first appearance.
I won't have missed it then.
He's like they use him to sort of, he's a guy that they use to just make stuff go away. Like I think is he clean up after them, or he just makes people disappear? I can't remember which one it is, but yeah, and it's when you see who it is, you're like, fuck me, that's amazing.
Oh, is it going to be someone from Gilmore Girls?
I'm not going to say nothing. There may be people from Gilmore Girls in it as well, but this one, it's just so out of left field, you wouldn't see it coming.
I will pay attention.
I have seen Series 2, because I remember Henry Rollins being in it, and he's like a Nazi.
There were Nazis in episode 1.
Yeah. I think he comes, he must come in Series 2. God, I can't remember. But yeah, I kind of like it to a point, but then...
I think if you can just sort of sit and go, this is silly, it's fine.
There's also
I think I know who you mean, who your special guest is.
Have you just looked for it?
I just had a look at season 3 and was like, Stephen King is an interesting guest. But that's the thing, I think if you don't take it super seriously, it's just like a modern western, really.
Yeah, that's all they are, is that they're riding horses, isn't it? And it's basically, that's what the cowboy evolved into, wasn't it? And you can draw a direct line from sort of outlaws to I think they even call themselves outlaws at some point.
Yeah,
to,
what I do find quite interesting is they're just like, so often they just go, it's just a motorcycle club, and it's like,
It's not though, is
and
it?
you kind of run guns and control people's lives.
Yeah, that's more than having a bit of a bike ride every now and then, isn't it?
Yeah, but then there are some really interesting episodes, like the
The
episode quite
fair
early
one
on.
is great.
fair one, because you're like, yeah, some guy just comes up and just goes,
That clown's a nonce.
yeah, could you help?
Yeah.
And they do it, but the thing is, I've seen stories about Hell's Angels doing that, or
Yeah.
the bigger, like, some bigger other motorcycle clubs doing stuff like that, and it's like, maybe not quite that, like, vigilantes, but
Yeah,
like,
I might actually give it another go, you know.
yeah, I
'Cause
think it's one that if you don't take it that seriously, it's fine. If you go, if you don't want something that's rooted in realism, this isn't the show.
Yeah.
Or if you want something that is, definitely not the show. But if you want something that's just, if cowboys had their way, what would the world look like now? It's this.
I'd tell you two other things that are really good about it. One, cracking theme tune. And
Yes.
two, Gemma.
Yeah.
She's alright. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I will try and persevere through. I think I would just need to start it again, though. Because it's been quite a few years since I actually started watching it.
Maybe that's the better way to do it, rather than trying to figure out where you were.
Yeah, I think that probably is the safest. I think I got to like series 3. I think. Or maybe I gave up partway through. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, it is a bit of fun. Oh, apparently there's a spin-off.
Yeah, it's the BBC did it. It's called Mayans. It's about, funny enough, the Mayans Club.
Yeah, but they're not as interesting so far. They're just an antagonist.
Oh, yeah. So no, it was made by the same people, but it's just the BBC show it.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's on Disney Plus. Because if Sons of Anarchy is, then maybe Mayans is as well. It's
That would be convenient.
yeah, it's not, but it is on iPlayer, so it's still free. Yeah,
Yeah,
Decent
I think
shows.
I'll probably I'll watch a bunch more of Sons of Anarchy probably, and you know it's Biker Mice from Mars is just
you gonna watch more of it?
the thing. I wouldn't say no, but it's just a lot. It's actually a lot harder to find. So probably not, but I wouldn't be against it if it was on.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah, what we're doing next time. So this will be the third time we've tried to record this next one, is it?
Just the second time.
Second.
Hopefully this time your PC doesn't die and we have to
Buy a
do it
whole
again.
new PC for it.
Yeah.
That's alright. It's the episode that cost £1,000.
Yeah. So remember earlier in the year when we said we were doing teachers and bad education?
No one remembers. No one's listening, apart from 50 people every week, which is odd.
Yeah. Stressful.
Yeah, teachers and bad education. Teachers bit obviously the UK one, so I think there was a US one. Was there? I don't know. Maybe not. I might be making that up.
There might be. It might be on the list for next year, even, to be fair.
Oh, what under foreign muck.
No, I don't know. I think there is one, but I think I tried to find it and it was just too hard to find. And Bad Education's also good, and I wanted to watch it again.
Oh, I really didn't like it. I mean, what?
That's not what you said last time.
It fucking was.
Prove it. And if you can prove it, we can just release it.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, it would be.
Rule it out. Yeah, that was fun. Fuck you. I'm off.